Islam means peace, Muslims are peaceful people, and we're Americans, we're just like everybody else.
Muslims are speaking out. Muslims are speaking out, but the issue is that there's not enough coverage for us to show our faces.
Muslims are speaking out against terrorism, radicalization, extremism in all forms, and so much and so little is carried in the media.
We are committing our time, our energy, and our resources to disseminate to the American public that indeed Muslims here in the United States are speaking out as citizens of the United States who not only share but champion our values, our core values here in America. We facilitated the first rally for American Muslims in Times Square.
It is so important to stand together against the tendency of evils in our society, because the suffering of others is my own suffering.
The real focus of this effort is to give voice to the majority, and the majority absolutely condemn the actions of a handful.
So it's our job to get the word out. The motto is Muslims are speaking out, and it's important that we promote that.
We will show the world compassion and love to such an extent that groups like ISIS and their allies and those that are similar to them will forever disappear from the world, and their ideologies will never continue. Because as the Quran says, fight evil with that which is better.
Islam means peace. When do we want it? No. Islam means peace. When do we want it? No. ISIS has nothing to do with us.
ISIS has nothing to do with us.
ISIS is un-Islamic.
ISIS is un-Islamic.
We are here today because we want to spread the message that Muslims are not terrorists, and that many Muslims have actually died in the attacks.
There is no room in this faith for terrorism.
We cannot allow anyone, not government, not people, not any group, to now separate us and make us afraid of one another.
We have to condemn from the core of our heart to protect this country and for this nation.
We're speaking out by issuing statements addressing the international horrors and crimes against humanity.
I'm in the front line fighting ISIS, deconstructing their ideology, and they are a cult of terror. They are not representing us.
Part of the reason that we are here to make sure that people realize that the narrative of ISIS has to be defeated at every level.
All the media is focusing the attention on the bad Muslims or so-called Muslims, and we are the face of Islam. We are the shining example of what Muslims can do in this country.
We are speaking out, and we have been speaking out, and we will continue to speak out against injustice and extremism.
We have and will continue to intervene when anyone is confused, mixing terrorism with religion.
My friends, ISIS and other terrorist groups, they have nothing in common with Islam.
Anytime any acts of violence, any acts of aggression take place, Muslim organizations are in the forefront, condemning that.
We want it to be very clear that we don't associate ourselves with them. So the problem that happens is that when we're asked to speak out, it almost connects us to them as if we're connected to them, but we're not. We don't want to always have to speak out against their actions because we don't feel that they represent our religion.
ISIS is misrepresenting the religion of Islam. ISIS is in violation of the Islamic teachings.
Every time I hear them mentioning the name of God, Allah in Arabic, before they commit one of their gruesome murders, it breaks my heart.
Islam means peace, Muslims are peaceful people, and we're Americans, we're just like everybody else.
Keith Ellison right now is a representative of Minnesota, House of Representatives. He stands as a Muslim American in Congress. I think if we look for these people and we promote these people, then we'll have a much better image for our religion and a much better image for our people, because the images that are being propagated in the media are not proper images.
It's true that specific individuals, including some who are Muslims, are violent extremists. However, these are individuals, not entire communities.
You know, Muslims denounce terrorism every single day. They do it locally, they do it nationally, they do it on TV, they do it in print. They do it by the actions of their lives.
Violent extremism cannot represent any faith. It cannot represent Islam more than it represents Christianity or Judaism or Baha'i or any other faith. Because what faith that has belief in God and peace could be part of such terrible, horrible acts?
In our religion, killing one person is like not allowed, and if you do, it's like killing the whole mankind. And if you do that, it's like not being Muslim at all.
That the first victims of terrorism are Muslims themselves.
So we are victims just as much as the rest of the world.
We have to live in peace and security with our neighbors, and we have to make sure that there is no one who hijacks this narrative.
On 9/11, Al-Qaeda didn't just hijack the planes. They actually hijacked a global world religion of 1.6 billion people. And since then, they have morphed and have become many multiple organizations. And the result of that is now they are pretty much defining the global agenda for the Muslim community. And our voices never get out, and we're drowned out. The 1.6 billion people are drowned out. And this is the ongoing story of not only American Muslims, but really Muslims all over the world. And this has to stop.
Join the effort of Muslims Are Speaking Out. Use your social media contacts to get your followers to join the effort. Talk about it, tweet about it. Make this a cause that really impacts the world.